Hey class, Absolute 5 here, and today we finally moved off exponents and we're now going to talk about scientific notation. Alrighty, let's get right into this. So, what is scientific notation? It's a positive number is written in scientific notation if it is written as the product of a number a, where a is between 1 and 10, and in integer power of 10 a times 10 to the r. Now, so that just tells you, that's just the format. A times 10 to the r is generally the format how you want to write a scientific notation. Now, what is the procedure to write one? So I'll just call this steps to writing in scientific notation, okay? Okay, and I'm gonna need all this paper. Yep. Okay. 1. That's a nice 1. 1. You need to move the decimal point in the original number so that the new number, so that the new number has a value between 1 and 10. That's just the first step. The second step, you have to count the number of decimal places the decimal point is moved in step 1 if the original number if the original number is 10 or greater, the count is positive. If the original number is less than 1, strictly less than 1, the count is negative. Finally, the third step, you just multiply the new number, the new number in step 1 by 10 to an exponent equal to the count found in step in step 2. Okay, that was a lot to write, and that was a lot to read. I'm pretty sure you're bored at this point, or not bored, confused. So let's get a nice little example to explain what we're talking about. So let's say I had this huge number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 367 million, whatever, it could be anything. And we got to go through each step. So the first step is move the decimal point in the original number so that the new number has a value between 1 and 10. What does that mean? Let's see. So the decimal point here is right behind the 0 because it's a whole number. So we got to move this decimal point until it becomes a value of 1 and 10. So I keep going and keep going. If I stop here, it'll be 367. So that's not between 1 and 10. I move between the 6 and the 7, so I have 36.7. Is that between 1 and 10? One last time, 3.67. That is definitely between 1 and 10. Okay. So then we understood this. That's the first step. The second step says count the number of decimal places the decimal point is moved in step 1. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 times in total. And then if the original number is 10 or greater, the count is positive. So when it talks about the count, it's talking about the exponent itself. When you're going to multiply, it's going to be positive. So let's say I have my new number, which is 3.67. I'm going to multiply it with, because that's in step 3. You have your new number. You have to multiply it by 10 to an exponent equal to the count found in step 2. So I counted 8 times. Now, here's the part some students might think, okay, how do I know, is it positive or is it negative, the count? Well, I counted 8 times, but what was my original number? It was 367 million, which is greater than 10. That's why, in this specific example, it's positive. Whoopsie. I forgot to write 10. Whoops. 10 to the 8th. That will be your answer. I know, that was a little bit of work to do. Let's try another one. Let's try 0.000003, right? I want to make this number between 1 and 10. So I got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got to remember 6 places I moved over. So my new number is 3.0, which is 3. But so times a base of 10, I counted 6 times. Now here's the question. Is this number bigger than 10? No, it was 0.0000. It's a very tiny number, so the count is going to be negative in this case. So 3 times 10 to the 6, negative 6, and that will be your answer for that problem. Let's try another small one. Okay. So what would this one be? It would be 1, 2, 3, because 8.5 is between 1 and 10. So it's 8.5 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3. 3 is a positive or negative. My number initially was smaller than 1, so it's negative. You getting the rhythm now? I hope so. Let's try a really big number. And I emphasize big here. This is 20,520 million. I wish that was actually my actual bank account. So we have to move the decimal point to make this a number between 1 and 10. So the decimal point starts here because it's a whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when I move it to 8 here, is 205 between 1 and 10? No. 9, 20? No. 10, I think. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the count is 10. So it's 20 it's 2.52 times 10 to the 10th power as your final answer. So I'm going to give you guys one last question for homework. I'll give you this one. Turn 420,000 into writing a scientific notation. Okay? So that's the lesson for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Mash that bell button for more content. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. This has been Absolute 5. I'm Roger Palomino. Math is infinite because there are infinitely many possibilities. And don't forget, don't hate, calculate.